Okay, thank you so much, guys. Do we have time for Q&A, or is it, yeah? It's any questions?
I got this mic for all my presentations on there.
Thank you.
My question would be, does the VA sign?
They can, yeah. We don't sign it with you because I don't have privy to your information, but your VA will, so you're going to sign the NDA with your VA. But on that topic, and this is just general, we get asked this question a lot, which is about security, right? Is the data secure? Let me ask you a question. Is the data secure anywhere? To mitigate risks, right? We use something like LastPass so that you have control over passwords and stuff. But if someone says, Bijal, can you guarantee that the data? I say, I can't guarantee it. I don't think the federal government can guarantee it, right? Yeah, be mindful of what you're sharing, be mindful of what data. Again, I've been doing this since 2009. I personally have never had any issue with either NDA type stuff or security, but I'm not saying it doesn't happen. So just be, again, it may not be even them. I don't put my VAs in a position that if something goes wrong, I have to blame them. They don't have access to, they have access to my Stripe account, but they can't withdraw money, right? Now imagine if they could, and let's say someone else did it, someone else hacked into my account and they did it. As an entrepreneur, where's my mind gonna go first? My VA. A VA that I may have built a relationship over 3 to 5 years, right? And the doubt, once doubt is there, right? You just can't reverse that doubt, right? So just think about that.
Any other questions?
What is like the starting point of
Great question. So the question is basically how long does it take? So the hiring process can take anywhere from a few days to 3 weeks, depending on the complexity of the role, right? It depends how quickly. So we have a vetted team of VAs. We have a hiring team that's constantly adding people to our network. One of the things that we do differently, we do our best to hire in those 3 regional areas. That can slow down the process a little bit, but it leads to a better engagement overall. We also typically go to our network of VAs and say, who do you know that's a good fit for this role? Because if somebody knows somebody, it's going to be, there's more trust there. So we say, hey, look, give us time. You probably waited decades to hire. So this, give us at least a couple of weeks to get the right person. But the second part of that, which is how long does it take? It depends on how well you've set up your foundation. Meaning, do you have SOPs? Do you have guides to tell them exactly what to do? Most entrepreneurs don't. So they can onboard as quickly or take as long as needed to help you. When I first started this rendition of my business, this third one, I actually called the business initially the Process Hive. Why? Because I knew in 10 years of doing this, that the better your processes were defined, the easier it was going to be to hire and train a VA in your business. Everybody agree? What do we entrepreneurs suck at doing? Show me your processes. Show me your processes, right? Entrepreneurs suck at writing processes. It's here. We know how to do it, but we are not very good at getting it out of our head. So I changed the model and I say, okay, let's start off with a few bullet points of what the role is, because we can help evolve the role and your VA can help define the process. It will take a little bit longer. The onboarding, the integration takes longer, but at least as part of it, you're getting these documents created, right? Now, with that said, you can go to ChatGPT or Claude and say, hey, great, write me an onboarding guide for this position, all right? This is what I want the VA to be able to do. So write me an onboarding guide, write me a checklist, write me a process for this new role. It may not be exactly what you need, but literally what would take weeks can be done in hours. And that can be a great place to at least start. And then you can tell the VA, hey, by the way, I wrote this process. It's not exactly. So as you're going through this job, as I'm training you, please modify the process to match how we are working. So use the VA as part of your improvement and part of your playbook, right? So. Yep. Yeah, okay, good question. So they're going to be just a simple cost to your business, okay? So you have no tax liability, but there is a form. So if you're going to hire a VA, there is a form that most accountants in the US are not aware of. It's called a W-8BEN that your VA has to sign. The US and the Philippines have a tax treaty. All it basically does, it tells the US government that your VA has said, I will take care of my own taxes. That takes it off your responsibility.
Last question.
Correct. Yeah, that fee comes to us. That basically covers the cost of us supporting you and the VAs. We use it to create training programs for our VAs. We custom created courses and the in-person gathering, of course, and that's how we survive as a business. But it's a flat fee. So, any more questions? Going once? Oh.
So initially, would you be able to bring in a bunch of VAs?
It normally goes the other way around. It normally starts with getting a VA, maybe 2 to 4 hours, and getting a few critical things off your plate, and then you start to build your team out, right? It could be done that way, but normally, I would say almost 90% of the time, it's actually the other way around. That, because this isn't like okay, let me rephrase. If you have a lot of projects to get done, like a website to build, a funnel to build, maybe like an implementation, then maybe yes, you just, okay, you do this, you do that, and then once all that's done, then you have a core team that runs your business. We don't focus on projects per se. Here's why. For a decade, I've seen people use outsourcing, right? A little bit different to VAs. It's like, great, I want to spend money on my website. Oh, I want to write a book. I want to get my book cover design. I want to get my logo design. I want to get my presentation pack. I want to get my flyers done, right? So we spend all this money on what I call the projects. And this is very important. The difference between project outsourcing and process outsourcing. Projects cost us time, effort, money, right? I call it the terms of ROI. Time, effort, resources, money, and energy, right? And sanity, right? We're investing in projects. The other part of the business is what I call processes, the day-to-day stuff that actually runs your business, right? We are not good at the processes. We're good at outsourcing. We're better at outsourcing projects because in our mind, we're more clear about what that looks like. But it's this other stuff that we're not as good at, but that's where the focus needs to be. Spend the least amount of money on the projects and the maximum money on the things that actually drive the day-to-day results of the business.